Alright, so you can see exactly what I saw on the day. I haven't touched the bike since then. Yep. Whoa! Okay, that's off. There's a big blown out section right there. Ready to watch. So we have a bit over 5 millimeters of ring end gap on that top piston ring. Wow! So there she is in all her glory. I'm very happy with how that's running. Well, g'day and welcome to JoeJoeMoto. In today's episode, we're going to find out if I blew up the KTM. So let's start with a bit of a flashback to the last episode or whenever that one came out, and let's see what happened as I was riding the bike. Oh, that was a big bang. Saying, oh yeah, she's something's cooked. Something's real cooked. Now seeing that, you guys know as much as I do, the bike just stopped. There was all sorts of issues going on. So let's go and check out exactly what's going on down underneath here. Alright, so you can see exactly what I saw on the day. I haven't touched the bike since then. A big blown out pipe, which is a radiator hose, and then just two-stroke spooge everywhere. It's diagnosis time. It's time to start pulling the bike down and seeing what we can see. So we're going to get the seat off, the tank off, get some good access there. We'll get that pipe off and, I don't know, go from there. We'll see what we can see as we go, hey? Out. Thermostat and radiator hose is all in one piece. Alright, well, with all of that out, is it just a matter of replacing that pipe? I don't know. Okay, so we're the next day now. I've been doing some reading, some research, some buying of parts and whatever as well, but I've mindfully changed my shirt because we're about to get dirty. I don't want to wear a white shirt. So I don't want to fully commit to, you know, doing a rebuild or something else, or just fixing one thing and then calling it good, because I'm worried that I don't know exactly what's caused the issue. So we're going to run a few tests to see hopefully what happened, what caused the issue, because I don't think it's just simply a split pipe, water ran out, bike overheated. I think there's something else a little bit awry here. Yeah, she's smooth as, just like it always is. Awesome. So it's time to test our next theory. So I'm feeling like, you know, a gasket is blown out somewhere. Something's happened where the compression, the exhaust gases and everything, have been able to get into the cooling system, like into the fins or whatever inside there, and it's been able to pressurize everything and then blow out that pipe. So I'm just going to give it a few little kicks and see if we're getting any sort of pressure, any gas coming out of this pipe here. Something. Yep. So we're getting a whole lot of air coming out of here. Lots of air. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a lot of air coming out of there, which is the inlet of the water pipe. So something's given out somewhere, and it's letting exhaust gas enter the cooling system. So there you go. That's a kind of a good thing, I guess, that I now know that. Alright, well that was exactly the reason that I wanted to test a few things just before starting to tear it down and not knowing what's going on. So we can pretty confidently say now that there's a gasket, O-ring, something blown out somewhere where exhaust gases are entering the cooling system. So now that I know that, it's time to do a little bit more research. But you know, this bike hasn't had a top end for years now. I don't know how long, probably 100 plus hours, and as you guys know, you watch my videos, so I've been meaning to do it for so long anyway. So I think we're just going to do a top end no matter what, but it'll be good to get in there and see exactly what's gone wrong and what's blown out or whatever to cause this issue. Let's get started. Alright, well there was no doubt anyway, after deliberation and thinking about it, I'm doing a top end rebuild no matter what. So that means another change of shirt. MXSP has jumped on board with this rebuild, and they're going to be helping out with the parts. So huge thanks to MXSP. It's awesome to know that you can get you know, great parts, locally sourced, not having to buy them from China or eBay or the US and whatever, and knowing that they're going to be here on time as well, which is excellent. So it's now time to start pulling down the bike. The first thing we're going to do is the bash plate, take the pipe off, and go from there. I think the starter motor is after that. So let's rip in and get everything taken off so we've got a nice clean area to work with. And when I say clean, it's not very clean, but anyway, let's get to work. Whoa! Okay, that's off. I want to know who has my spring puller. Frustrating. Holy. Alright. Right. And next we have to gain access to the power valve connection rod. So we take off this little cover, and there's a little circlip that holds the connection rod on. Just like that. Now plug out, engine mount off, and the 4 main cylinder head nuts come off. I don't know if you can see that there, but there's a big blown out section right there. Right there. Okay, cylinder head right off. Alright, so our next job is we're going to be cleaning all the power valves. Yeah, ready to watch. Alright, so mid-cleaning of the power valve, we got some parts delivered, so let's go check them out. Alright, so you can see all of the parts that have been taken off the bike laid out here, and we can see some new parts that have been delivered as well. Massive thank you to Mr. Regan, who has supplied us with a factory head. It is just a standard, not an SXS head, like the one that came off the bike that's all busted up. But that'll get us back on the bike and riding again, and then we'll look at upgrading later on. So I'm happy with that. It's going to be super awesome, and huge thank you to him for just throwing it out there for me. Massive, massive support. Really do appreciate it. And then we've got our delivery from our amazing, amazing supporters at MXSP. Links in the description. I'll tell you all about it later properly, but you know, express posted, local delivery, you know, just amazing service. The guys were just so amazingly helpful there. So we got a Pro X piston, we got the B kit because our bore is pretty flogged out, and then we got an Athena top end bearing, and then also the top end gasket kit, and that's all we need because we're just doing the top end rebuild. I am still waiting on a radiator hose to repair that, so we'll talk about that radiator hose stuff later as well. But super stoked. We've got all the parts we need now for the job, well, almost all, apart from that, and we can just keep cleaning this power valve, getting that done, and then start putting the bike back together with all these amazing parts. Thank you to all of our supporters, Mr. Regan and MXSP. You guys just killing the game. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Just wanted to quickly show you guys how clean everything is. Everything's nicely cleaned up there. Massive, massive gap there. So we might give a little measure and see what it ended up being. Okay, so we've got now 5 millimeters. And we can pretty well fit in 5. It's a little bit of slack in there, so it's a bit over 5. So we have a bit over 5 millimeters of ring end gap on that top piston ring, and the recommendation is 0.4 of a millimeter. So she was well and truly ready for a rebuild. Anyway, so that's 0.38. Time to get the circlip into the end of the piston here. Boom, there's one in. Okay, you can see the pin. I'm going to get the circlip first try, you watch it. It's going to be so easy. Wow. Oh man. Alright, now that we got the piston on, I've given the cylinder a really good clean out, and I've selected the base gasket. I've gone for basically the same thickness as before, but we do still need to measure the X value once we've got it all down. So we're going to throw the cylinder on with the new base gasket, and then we'll start to tighten things up and measure that X value. Tap it just the slightest little bit. So you probably can't see it. Oh, there. Lever back onto the power valve assembly here. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I think Mr. Reese would have an aneurysm if I put that pipe back on looking like that. It is pretty horrendous, so we're going to give it a quick little polish up. Okay, finished product. It's looking at least clean, a little bit shiny, so I'm very happy with that. Time to put it back on. Now the exhaust springs, and yes, it was Mr. Reese who borrowed my spring pulling tool and never gave it back. Nice one, Mr. Reese. Oh! Now that the top end rebuild is done and everything's back together, it's now time to move our attention to the broken bits, the pipe here. Now you can order this part here for about $250 from KTM. You get the thermostat and all the hoses, but it's just not worth replacing one hose by replacing everything. So what I've done is I've gone and ordered some hose kits for, I don't know, some sort of bike or whatever, but it's the right size, and what I'm going to do is find the right shape, the right bend to match this pipe, cut it off, and make myself a little aftermarket pipe. Pretty good to me. Pretty good. So there she is in all her glory. Is it going to work? Yes. Is it perfect? You know what? Pretty close. I'm super happy with the way it turned out. So yeah, it looks good. Looks really good. We are getting so very close. We're going to put some water in the cooling system, then put the tank on, check for leaks, all that sort of thing, and then it's time for first startup. And the plan after that is we're going to be doing a couple of radiator flushes, because you know there's backwash of two-stroke oil and whatever else going through the cooling system. So I want to give it a couple of really good flushes before I put any coolant or anything like that. And fingers crossed, then she'll be ready to go. We have done a full top end rebuild, including fixing a few bits and pieces along the way with the radiator cooling system and other bits and pieces in there, and it is now time. It is now time to see if the bike starts. So I've just been, kicking it over a few times, giving a little, warm up and whatever. There's a whole lot of compression there compared to what it was. You guys saw the piston end ring gap on the last set of rings, so it's definitely going to have a lot of compression. I'm not even sure if the starter motor is going to work with so much compression. So I'm going to go over the bike one more time, check over everything, and be really confident before I go and try and start the bike. So give me a minute and I'll get back to you. Give her a little bit of choke and see if she can fire into life. Sure can. Yeah! There you go. Rebuilt the bike again. How awesome is that? So now we're going to do a few little heat cycles, run it in, do all that sort of stuff. I'd love to take you guys along if you want to hang around as well. So after running for that little bit there, checked over the whole bike again, and it's time to run through its first heat cycle. So I'm going to start the bike, let it warm up for 20-30 seconds or whatever, jump on it and just start riding it, just start putting it through its gears, not giving it a whole fistful, but Anyway, we'll jump on the bike and I'll put you in GoPro mode. That looks super clean, nice little burn, nothing weird. Looks very, very nice to me, so I'm very happy with how that's running. Awesome. Let's leave it there and wrap up this video. Well, that is it. The bike is running perfectly. It's all run in, all flushed, all ready to go, and I am so stoked. It is running really, really nice. I gotta say a massive thank you to MXSP, you guys with your parts, so quick, so awesome. If you guys need any parts for your bike, go and check them out. No need to buy off eBay, no need to buy overseas and whatever, get them locally because it's well worth it. Great fast delivery, awesome service. And the second big thank you goes to Mr. Regan for that head. The bike's running. I could be waiting, I don't know, ages to save up money and order one from the US or whatever it's gonna be. But I got the head and I got the bike running, so I am so stoked. So thanks, mate, really do appreciate it. And the top end rebuild, how cool was doing a top end rebuild? It needed to be done. That ring end gap showed that it was so overdue to be done, and obviously the blowout of the head O-rings there, it needed to be done. So I am so stoked to have a fully rebuilt bike ready to ride again. So yeah. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like, share, comment down below, let me know what you thought about it. I'd really love to hear it. I hope you guys have enjoyed coming along with me on this journey of discovery on what was wrong with the bike. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, do all the other social media stuff as well, and I will see you on the next video. G'day and welcome to JoeJoeMoto. Today is the day that we... G'day and welcome to JoeJoeMoto. Today, go away, these flies, man. He's just gonna buzz around, there's nothing I can do about it. Whoa! Yeah, I bloody knew that was happening, didn't I? Well, I just knew it. Oh, really? There's for the bloopers.